which side you sit on, whether you are calling for a ceasefire or believe that Israel should continue fighting, or something in between, or nothing at all.
That synagogue, I promise you, is not going to be open in 15 years from now. We accept everything, and that's the whole problem is that you accepted everything. The whole problem is that you never take a stand. Whatever you decide, and that's why your movement is done.
You are a Jew.
You are a Jew. Wow. You are 70%, 80% intermarried, and your whole synagogue is made up of probably 40% of people who just their father is Jewish. Synagogues throughout America is filled up with people with conversion that took 2 weeks or less that they ordered online. There is no future to your synagogue. So you are a Jew is not a great statement coming from a female rabbi in the Reform movement. Not impressed.
You have a place in our community, and you have a place in your Jewish community on campus.
First of all, no one's listening to what you're saying. The students are not listening to what you're saying. They don't care. They're not tuning into the rabbi's speech and saying, oh man, I'm here in my encampment in Gaza because I was indoctrinated with progressive values, anti-Israel, anti-Semites over here on campus. I'm so happy that I'm fitting in with them. Kids in campus. The speech was a showing for parents, basically. Parents said, oh, what do? We have good cushy jobs in New York City. We're assimilated Jews. And all of a sudden there's a rise in anti-Semitism. And my kid Ash, because he called him Asher after my grandfather, now he's called himself Ash, and he hates Israel more than Hamas. He's anti-Semitic, essentially. He's promoting anti-Semitism. So what do? Oh no, let's write a letter and have a meeting with the Reform rabbi. The Reform rabbi spoke to the board about it, and the board spoke to the president, and they got permission. And they came up with a thing. Let's tell the Jewish students, you are a Jew. No one cares. There's Jewish Jews don't care. They have zero interest in what you have to say. You're talking to the parent, and the parents failed. You and the parents failed. You guys failed miserably. So now you're going to go ahead and say, welcome. Oh, also, they polled. Realize that Chabad Chabad is liked, and they realize why, because Chabad tells you you're a Jew. So they decided to do it in their own lame, progressive way.
Your clergy here are committed to listening to you with an open mind and an open heart.
No one cares about you as clergy. No one listened. No one's showing up. The parents don't even show up. They show up twice a year, and they wrote a check. So therefore, you have to give this lame speech, this lame, ineffective
And the
speech.
Hillel professionals on your campuses are too. Do not disengage from your Jewish pride.
Wait 1 second. What have you been doing for the past 70 years, specifically for the past 20, 30 years? You literally switched Judaism to progressivism. That's what you did. You took Judaism and said, that's out. Now we're going to have progressive values. That's what the new Jewish values are. Tikkun olam, and to fix the world. And therefore being Jew means being progressive. Being a Jew means fixing the world with your, again, progressive values. So you did it in the 60s with your civil rights movement, feminism. For the last 20, the progressive values have become woke and essentially became a hate group. All right? Hate against America, hate against white. That's as progressive values have become a hate movement. People called it out, they were laughed at, including me. People called it out, you were laughed at them. You switched Judaism for progressivism. Progressivism became hate. Now, you never turned. Now, for example, the Me Too movement was nothing to do with empowering women. The Me Too movement had all to do with hatred towards men. It worked for you, though. It worked for you because you weren't a man. You're all women in power. You weren't male. You weren't white males. And you weren't being attacked. So it worked for you. So it was not a problem. Now, they added, the progressive just added one more thing. Instead of hating white people and men, they also hate Jews. They went against Israel, and they also added Jews in general. Okay, now you have a problem, because now your kids are not going to let go of the progressive thing. You gave them a religion called progressivism. They're not letting go of that. Okay, so now what are you going to do? You're stuck with kids helping to promote, inevitably helping to promote anti-Semitism. Means basically, as rabbis and as leaders, and as presidents, synagogues, as Jewish leaders, you failed miserably. And as parents, you failed miserably. You didn't educate your kids. You bashed the Orthodox every moment you can when you knew nothing about them. You helped, and then you helped promote this idea that progressivism is Judaism. And this is what you have in return. So the speech, you are a Jew and you're welcome, like it's in Yiddish, severt kadoches.
Do not disengage from the many complex and emotional questions about Israel in favor of signs and slogans. Do not walk away from your Jewish community. We will not walk away from you.
Well, you're only about 70 years too late. It's too bad. It's over already. What are you going to do? You're going to come and you're going to give a speech. You're still a Jew. You're still welcomed. I'll get cacked. Next.